Hello and welcome to a bonus episode featuring the amazing Kerrie Waring. We've had a conversation on intentions just in time to end the year and bring us into the new year with perhaps a different perspective on intentions. So please sit back and enjoy this brand new bonus episode.
So I think I know where part of it is because the other day I was writing, and when I came to was when setting your intentions, that we talk about like setting. So vast majority of people will talk about um, setting a money goal because that's the money that they want, and they're ultimately trying to fix the fact that they don't have a lot of money,
Yep.
right?
Mm.
Whereas the insight that I was getting was, instead of setting a money goal, we actually need to focus and think about what actually needs to be healed.
Mm.
So, in that example, the intention should be as simple as to heal my relationship with money.
Mm-hmm.
So, even, and if it's focused on an intentional, a conscious relationship
Mm.
that you feel it needs to show up better or be have an experience that's more in tune with who you are, then
Mm.
it's about healing. And I feel like in this instance, it's about healing yourself
Yeah.
so that it can be that.
Mm.
Um, and it might be, for example, the same if you're in a job that you're not happy with, then it's healing that part of you
Mm.
that needs to be healed and accepting so that you can experience work life that is more in tune with who you are. It was what was coming through from spirit was it's all about the healing process. And if we can focus our intentions on that,
Mm.
then what I feel happens is the universe conspires to then give you what you need.
Yeah.
Um, so it's easier for us to focus on that
Mm.
and to set that intention
Yeah.
than it is to turn around and go, oh, I need to earn $10,000 this month.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like within that, kind of just to unpack and broaden that a little bit more, it's kind of, to me, it's speaking of being self-reflective, reflecting on yourself consistently, reflecting on how you, not only your relationship with money or others or whatever, but reflecting on how you show up in the world and whether or not that aligns with your actual desire of showing up in the world.
Mm,
Yeah. um and that self-reflective process is that healing process, because you become aware of what's happening for you. You become aware of how you show up in the world, your thoughts, your attitudes, your beliefs, and your actions. And that's where you begin to kind of create, I guess, that space to have the intention to show up in a different way, to heal that within yourself, to show up in a different way.
yeah. And because in doing that, you're actually learning to serve yourself.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of women that I meet all have trouble serving themselves
Yeah.
and making those choices. But if their intention was to heal,
Yeah.
whatever it might be, or heal myself,
Yeah.
then um, that will shift it and that will make it easier.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and you will more naturally and more gracefully
Yeah.
just, like you said, start showing up differently.
Yeah. And
And
I feel like I'm just getting this image of the infinity symbol this flowing figure of eight image of healing and self-reflection and showing up in the world different, and healing and self-reflection and showing up in the world different. Like, that is just a cycle that we move through consistently. Like, that's a constant, or it should be a constant within our lives, if we're, wanting to, I guess, kind of, improve or show up in a way that really brings us joy, or the experiences that we really, truly, deeply desire.
So I'm just sitting here now going, do you think that's it? Do you think
that's it?
Do you feel like that's the thing that we've been experiencing, a block trying to bring this recording home?
Yeah, I certainly feel like it's incredibly helpful, and that's the direction we need to be leaning more into.
I still feel like there's something else.
I get this little wobble after. Yeah, it's not quite like, almost.
Yeah, I've got some tension sitting in my gut. So
yeah.
And it's interesting because, like, we could sit and the whole thing was to sort of sit in trance and ask spirit, but that's certainly not what has been the pathway for this,
Exactly.
for us to share this information, or for us to tap into this information. It's been, we've both been writing separately. We've had a couple of instances of trying to get together to do this. And there's just been this resistance and this block.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm really just sort of talking out loud to sort of spark, see if anything will spark, or.
Yeah. I feel like, so as you were speaking, I had this image of, kind of trudging through the mud, like kind of feeling a little bit stuck and a little bit hard, and kind of trying to force ourselves out of the mud. But in the background, it's almost like spirits back there kind of having a little giggle, because it's like, well, it's on you today. It's on you guys this time. Like, you guys have to bring yourself out of this. You have to kind of figure out this intention business for yourselves, rather than have us come in and go, oh, this is what it's.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah. So that's curious.
That's helpful. I think the other thing, linking the healing focus, I think that is the key to the fact that it helps us create outside of our circumstances.
Yes.
Because that's the thing where a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this, will look at our circumstances, will look at our life, and we will create our intentions and our goals based on what we're experiencing.
Yeah.
But what happens is that's actually bringing lack to the creative process, because what we're doing is saying, okay, I'm not happy with this over here, I need to change it.
Yeah.
So whatever area of life it may be, whether it's, love, your home, whether it's money, health, whatever, you want to change it because there's something not working for you most of the time. But what we're doing by setting those goals or those views just with our mindset is we're looking at our circumstances, and already we're tapping into the energy of lack.
Yeah.
And we know that there is some education out there that says, and I know I've been hearing it from spirit myself over the last few months, over the last 12 months, basically, is I hear, you are not your circumstances.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're inspiring me to try and create outside of those circumstances. And I know that if I sit for a minute and shift my energy and my soul to be outside of my humanness,
Yeah.
that I do feel more freedom to create in that space. But that's okay for someone like me who
Sure.
has that developed soul connection in that way from a shamanic perspective and a mediumship perspective. But not everyone has that, right?
No, because, and as like you're speaking, and I'm like, yeah, but we could almost kind of come back to an earlier conversation about being exhausted and how there's a lot of exhausted energy around it. And like I'm tuning into that and I'm like, yeah, that's, everybody's living to the circumstances right now. Like that is why we're so exhausted. So let's kind of feel into that a little more and see if we can bridge a gap from that perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And so where I feel like if the intention was to heal, whatever it might be. So using your example, it would be our intention is for tomorrow, even just for tomorrow, is to go through the day in balance and wellness, to have plenty of energy. I'm picking words that are of the positive
Sure.
Experience. And so if our intention was to intend to heal and bring healing about, so that can be my end result, so that can be my experience tomorrow, the universe will bring you what you need. So already me voicing that, I've got an image in my head of an orange.
Okay.
So I need some vitamin C.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like that's the tool that will make it easier for people, for people that are developing their connection and deepening their connection. If we focus on that healing and it doesn't as the intention, that will naturally bring in the energy of love and elevate the vibration into love. And therein lies the solution.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And I even feel it can be an intention just for tomorrow or for next week, or it can be your bigger goals even. There's no time frame, there's no limit. And what's coming to mind is a conversation I had with a client today. She's a healer, as in she does CTSC, myotherapy, which is body work, and working with me to deepen her spiritual connection, elevate her psychic abilities, and be able to work on a bit more of a spiritual level. And today we're talking about your connection to the universe and how it's a reflection of you. And the inspiration that was coming through was, as a healer, because you are the channel. So the energy, the universal energy filters through you, right? You're the source, you're facilitating that energy. But if you, as a healer, do not believe that miracles can happen with the body, if you don't believe in that capacity of healing, then there's no chance that it's going to happen. Right? So therefore, it's not going to happen for your client. Right? And I was just thinking, like, when it comes to us setting these intentions and setting this healing, if we can open our beliefs to the fact that there is no such thing as time, and therefore that healing can be instantaneous. It can happen quickly. You know, it can be like in the moment. We can open up. It can be a miracle. If we come to that intention with those sort of beliefs, it feels like there's no restriction.
Yeah.
You know, whereas I know for me, it's been a hard slog.
Yeah.
It's been years,
yeah.
you know, because there's been that belief of struggle.
Yeah.
But if we can open our minds to the capacity of that there are no limits to what the universe and love can do for us, and if we hold that as a belief and we bring that to the intention of healing, because it brings love and will be supported, then our experience can be completely different from day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that, I'm sitting here going, man, everyone needs to hear this conversation.
yeah. yeah.
You know? So it's a little like I'm sort of sitting here going, okay, I'm going to challenge myself because what people can't see right now is that I have a busted blood vessel in my right eye.
Yeah.
It's almost like I've got I should belong in Twilight.
yeah, it does.
You know?
Very demonic phase.
It's my vampire phase, please.
Yeah.
But I'm literally sort of challenging myself going, you know, the optometrist has said it could be a couple of weeks, and I'm now sitting here going, I could focus an intention that says to heal my eye and bring what I need. And I am seeing the drops that I've got to use. And there's a feeling of being really regular with those. You know, at least, and I'm certainly getting at least, I was told 3 to 4, but I'm make sure I do at least 4.
Okay, yeah.
You know? And I'm even feeling like if I can put some sort of expectation on it of, you know, a week, a few days, you know, a week, probably 5 a week, then the universe can conspire for that to occur. I guess I've just got to check what belief system I'm bringing to that.
Yeah. So I'm glad you kind of went there, because I was like, oh, okay. I could really set the intention when I go to bed tonight to wake up tomorrow free from bloating. And as I'm thinking that, and as I kind of thought it, I was like, oh, yeah, but do you really believe that you could? So I'm like, okay, there's the self-reflection part. I've now got to go and kind of sit with my belief system around whether or not I have the capacity, or the universe has the capacity, to allow me to wake up tomorrow morning free from bloating. So yeah, that's exciting. I think we have some intentions that we can set both around our physical stuff at the moment, and set the intention. do
because
the healing.
this is where, like in the instance, like with your bloating, is you're coming to it with your circumstances.
Yes. Yeah.
And your previous experience of it.
Yep.
Right? A long history of it. So you're bringing all of that to it. And that's the stuff you need to step outside of.
Yeah.
So it's really just holding the pure intention for healing once and for all.
Yeah.
And what, whether you talk to God, spirit, whatever is your guidance source, that you're going, just be objective enough to bring me whatever it is I need to for this to be healed in my world. For this to no longer be my experience.
Yeah.
And
I think right with the whole stepping outside of your circumstances, because I get the image of kind of stepping outside of myself, because myself with the bloating, and as you said, it's been such a long journey with this, and so I've got a lot kind of coming with me. My circumstances definitely define my response, my reaction, what I think, what I feel in relation to this bloating. So that image of stepping outside of it is kind of even to help on the self-reflective part, to break some of those, the mindset or the attitude and belief that goes along with it. That's definitely the step that I'm going to take this evening.
it's the kind of thing that I want to say to you, Jen, because like I know you would be quite capable of sitting in your meditation, stepping outside of your circumstances and your body, and that's where the healing can take place. So it's an elevated level of healing that we're taking. And that's where the healing intention needs to be placed. So on a soul level, not in the body, not in the human self, it's almost like the healing needs to take place in the spiritual reality, not in the human reality.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's where the instantaneousness of it can occur.
Yeah.
And so that's I know that you would be capable of being able to sit down and meditate and set that intention for that to occur. And then letting it go and leaving it to spirit. But I think the real intention, and this is where we really have to, I think, be real about it and very specific about it, is you're coming to it with your mind, but you're asking for your healing to take place on the energetic level, on the soul level.
Yeah.
So not in the body.
Yeah.
Outside of your current circumstances. You want it to, whatever needs to occur there for you to be free of this. You don't have to understand it, but you would like to,
Yes.
Because it's a kind of thing, you don't have to fully understand what healing's taken place or why the bloating's there, but of course, if you want to, then you can ask for spirit to give you that. But just be committed in the belief that can occur.
Yeah.
And that it can occur just like that.
Yeah.
And I think we've got some experimenting to do.
Well, it's pretty good to kind of come at this with an experiential nature and something that we can actually come back and report on and whoever's kind of listening and tuning into this kind of new found understanding of setting intentions, we're going to be able to firsthand kind of, give that feedback of how it's not necessarily how it's working, but how it's going, our experiences within, just kind of adjusting ourselves to kind of go along with this new way of setting intentions and working with intentions and healing and
absolutely. And it's interesting, the inspiration that's sort of just coming through to sort of as we converse and just mull over and understand it. So we need to experience it to like with any inspiration, you receive it and then you've got to work with it to fully understand it, to fully appreciate it. But knowing my relationship with spirit, I know that it will come.
Yes. Yeah.
And we will understand it, and I'm excited to work with it, because I absolutely feel like it's just going to make it so much easier.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking throughout the course of the last few years, you would know that in my mediumship, I've had the capacity to create shifts for people on a soul level. And I used to describe it, it was almost like I could just reach in and take whatever it is in their soul and just take it out and heal it. And I didn't, up until this point, I haven't fully understood what's been going on. I just know that it's occurred.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as much as I've created some practice and ritual around it, and I can see spirit working with me and my clients, and I would get insight into what area they were working on. I feel like that this is a whole other level of it.
Sure.
And because even I think I had a client just it was last week or the week before, and it's one of my favourite clients from New Zealand. I've been working with her for over 15 years. And so if there's something new coming through when she's booked in, then I'm going to give her the new gift, And I did, and I sort of said, let's work with what your intentions, what you want, what's your desired outcome for everything. That she was wanting insight and guidance on, and she had, a few areas. And I sort of sat there, okay, let's write down I can give you the information, but also what's your desired outcome? What do you want to happen?
Yeah.
So tapping into her desire.
Yeah.
And I said, and then I'm taking it and I'm using my energy with the support of spirit to create that for you, know. So of course, like, it also means that we need a period of time to sort of see those outcomes. But I guess it's all just linking in around this intention work. To really sort of gain a deeper appreciation of what's happening on the soul level and how magical it can be. For us. So I guess just in summary, like, really, at this point, call in the healing.
Yep.
Call in the healing of what area of your life that you want to change.
Yeah.
Set that intention for healing, and align it with a desired outcome of what you want to see, and ask that the universe support you to heal it, so that you have the experience of your vision.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's what we're forgetting. You create the vision, but then you forget to ask
Yeah.
for the healing.
Yeah.
We just sort of struggle through the blocks.
Exactly, which is what we've been doing around intention this month. Like, it's taken us a number of weeks to kind of get to this point because there has been so much struggle around it. But if I can just kind of condense that just a little bit more, it feels to me like desire plus intention plus healing equals the way you show up and how you experience the world. That's it for our bonus episode. Thank you so much for listening. We do hope that you received a great deal of inspiration from that episode. We're excited to be testing and trialing this new intention, this new way of working with intention. And please feel free to kind of have a conversation with us. Let us know your intentions, how you're working with intentions, and whether or not you're going to move through the experiential process of intentions as well. You can find Kerrie Waring on social media at Kerrie Waring, so please don't forget to follow her and share some love for participating in our bonus episode. As for me, you can find me across social media at Gemma Rose I am. Thank you again, and we will see you next time.